Hey guys, it's good to be back. I am Flawkes, and we are going to be doing some more summoning today. Sorry for the lack of creativity, I guess. There really isn't much to do for the last, I don't know, like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks on Bridge Frontier. But enough about that. I've said that quite a few times. Today we are going to be doing, well, we're going to be summoning for the Christmas units because their 6 stars were released. Probably like, I think they were released like half a week ago, and I've only caught up to it now because, you know, busy settling for work. I came back from my ski trip and all that stuff, whatever. And I'll have more vlogs uploaded. I just haven't had time to edit them yet. I'll probably get that done soon. But I'm also working on another video at the moment. Not Brave Frontier again, so yeah. Anyway, totally off topic, my bad. Let's get started. Okay, starting at 74 summons. We're gonna try and summon, I guess we'll do 10 summons. I'd like to stick to 10. I don't want to make them too long. Honestly, I don't actually know what you guys watch this for necessarily. I don't know if you guys watch it for, I don't know, maybe like my take on the new units and how they might be used, if they're good or not, or if you actually like watching me summon. Because I don't know, I kind of oh sweet, I got Jack. I kind of like sometimes when I'm bored, I like to watch people do like gachapons, or like they do those rolls on those games, you know, RNG. You know, it's entertaining to see how lucky some people will get. I'm apparently pretty lucky today. I got Jack first summon. Lord, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, so I was gonna start in order. I was gonna talk about Nick, Jack, and then Eva, but I guess I'll talk about Jack first. 6-star Avalanche Jack. Should've been Jack Frost, right? But anyways, his leader skill is like a medulla gem. It's kind of, yeah, actually it's like a medulla gem. It's like 15. Hold on, let me pull up the stats. Excuse me, the hard numbers. Where did I put the page? Here it is. It's 50% attack to, sorry, 15% increase to basically all your stats. So HP, attack, defense, recovery. You get a 3% crit chance buff. So that's a chance. That's 3% is just about nothing actually. And then you get a 50% increase in damage for crits, and then you get 25% increase in spark damage. So he is, I guess you can think of him as like an offensive Graw, right? Although he doesn't offer too much more. I think Graw's 15% damage mitigation is pretty huge. Ooh, I was looking up on my screen. I was looking at my iPad. Go to Sierra or Kiara? I forgot how to. I have a friend whose coworker is spelled exactly the same, but then she pronounced her name totally different. I forgot what it was. Yeah. Halloween unit. The 2 Halloween units are pretty sweet. Samira and Ciara, or however you want to pronounce them. Raging Nick. Yo, you know what? These summon rates actually seem pretty legit this time. You know, before I was complaining about how like for Sheeta's tier, I only pulled like 1 Hyde. I have no idea how to pronounce that guy's name. He's the light unit with the revolvers, whatever. It's like the male Raquel. Yeah, this is Nick. Sorry, let me actually finish talking about Jack first. All these units have, of course, they're gonna have progressively better and better stats as the game progresses and grows older. But Jack's stats are pretty damn good, in all honesty. He's sitting at 7,000 HP. This is Lord. 7,000 HP, 1,800 attack, 1,900 defense, and nobody cares about recovery, but it's at 1,650 or something. Pretty good. These units' SBBs aren't that notable. For Jack, he does slightly below average damage. His SBB hits for 360%, but the catch is that he does multiple elements. All these units do a mix of elements. Jack does water, earth, and light, so he covers his own weakness, which is thunder. That's why he has his earth element. Unfortunately, his multiplier is pretty low. It's only 360%, so he's not going to be hitting like a dump truck, so to speak. I feel like most units average at around 450% multipliers. For the notable good units, I mean. So 360% still totally acceptable. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it could be better. It's an AoE. Yeah. His debuff is a 33% chance of decreasing defense by 30%. That's really not notable because there's so many ignore defense units. Well, kind of. There's like Doma, Alice. Sorry, not Alice. Lava. There you go. And I forgot the last one right now off the top of my head. And then the BC fill, 30% Brave Crystal fill increase rate. That's pretty good. That's okay. So Jack is a pretty good all-round-ish offensive unit. Not bad. Sorry, man. This video must be terrible to watch. I'm just talking and talking. I should have just talked before I summoned, man. So Nick, I'm gonna quickly go over this. He is like a better version of Zell Knight if you're not looking for Zell or Karma, I guess. I don't know why the heck you would look for the Karma, but yeah, Zell minus the Zell drop rate, I guess, because the Zell Knight's maximum item increase drop rate is 6% after his SBB, because it's 3 plus 3 from his buff, so he has 3 from leader skill, 3 from his buff SBB. Nick has 5% and 5%. So, I mean, what's there to say? That's 10% versus 6%. So 10%, huge. He has quite a bit of Brave Crystal drop. He increases Brave Crystal drop by 20% and 20% from his SBB. His leader skill is 24%. So he gets a total of 44% Brave Crystal drop rate. Very impressive. If you compare it to Zell Knight's is 18 for his leader skill, and his buff is 15%? What's 15 plus 18? That's like 33. So 33 versus, what was next? 45? 44? Yeah. So like I said, Nick is like a better version of Zell Knight in my opinion. Of course, unless you're farming for Zell, I would say you probably want to use Nick in all cases. Again, he covers his own weakness: fire, thunder, and light. So he's guaranteed, because of his light element, he's almost always guaranteed to do at least 100% damage. Because that's the advantage of light and dark. They'll never do negative damage. Sorry, they'll never get a damage reduction from hitting things. They'll only either do 100% or 150% damage. So, Raging Nick, very good unit. I would say Raging, out of 3 units, I would say Raging Nick and Snow Queen Eva are arguably the best out of the small batch of 3. There's not much to choose from. There's a Narza. To this day, I do not have an Anima Narza. I'm a little upset, but oh well. But while we're summoning, let's... Ooh, yes, another Nick. Breaker Nick. I can totally settle for that. He sits at 2k attack, 1850 defense. Yeah, that's actually really nice. Yeah, his HP is a little lacking, but whatever. I mean, lacking compared to all these great units, but not lacking compared to every unit in the game. So 5 down. I've been very lucky. I've been gone 1 Jack, 2 Nicks. Is that right? Yeah. Arius, nothing to talk about. Let's talk about Eva while I'm still summoning. So Snow Queen Eva, she does water, light, and dark attack. So she is every unit, you know, obviously covers a certain specific set of elements. She's the one who covers light and dark. Usually that's nice. I don't know. Personally, I like light and dark types more because they can always guarantee to do at least 100% damage. They're never weak against something. But it's a double-edged sword. Anyways, she is like a Lily Mama, except that she is more offensive. Actually, totally more offensive than Lily Mama. Lily Mama stacks her effect where you get BB fill when you get attacked. Lily Mama stacks that way better than Eva. Because Lily Mama's SBB also increases by 3 to 6 when you get hit, and then Lily Mama's default leader skill is 3 to 6. So you get a range of 6 to 12 Brave Crystals per hit for every unit, with SBB. With Eva, it's a little less. I gotta look up the numbers again. I forgot. For her leader skill, it's 1 to 3. When a unit gets attacked, they gain between 1 to 3 Brave Crystals. She has her SBB on. Hold on, I'm derping. It doesn't increase it. Sorry. Yeah, so it's just 1 to 3 when you get attacked for sure. However, a part of her leader skill is it increases BB fill rate by 30%. So you're not gonna charge it the same way you would with a Lily Mama. If you're fighting against a unit or units who hit you for a lot, you're still better off using a Lily Mama because you're gonna guarantee yourself, well, almost guarantee yourself, SBBs on like everyone if you have her SBB on. But with Eva, you get a more consistent fill, I guess. You're gonna get fill on your own turn because you get 30% increased fill rate. Ooh, we're on a Breaker Jack. And then you also get BC fill when you get hit. So it's jack of all trades, I guess. It's a more all-round BC fill thing, yeah. And then damage reduction is you get a quarter chance, 25% chance to reduce 25% damage that you take. So not bad damage mitigation. I mean, you know, it's nice to throw it in there. It's not reliable, unfortunately, because it's only 25% chance. I'd rather it be like 100% chance, but only reduce it by like, I don't know, 10%. At least it's guaranteed. Like, you know what you're getting. So I don't know. That's my preference. But her SBB is, like I said, it's more offensive version of. She's like an offensive BB filler support unit. I don't know how to describe it. She hits for 420% attack with her SBB. As I said, she does water, dark, and light AOE. And her buff, she buffs crit and she buffs defense by 40% each. Not impressive for the defense. 40% buff is pretty below average in terms of defense buffs. A crit buff, not bad. That's on par with Kuda, 40% from what I recall. Obviously, it doesn't compare to like SGX or Mario Death because they buff like 60%, I believe. It's been a while, guys. I haven't looked up stats in a long time. Breaker Frontier has been in the back of my mind for like a while. It's been on the back burner. But yeah. That's my last summon. I got a Hogar earlier, I think. Kaja, Anima. No! Oh! Wait, I got a Breaker before, I think. Breaker's not bad. And actually I already have an Eva, so this is perfect. I complete my set of the Christmas units. Let's go to... I'm gonna go to Element, actually, because... Oh no, I guess I'll go to Acquired first and I'll show you. I'll resort them. So, we got a Kaja worthy of keeping. Breaker, because Kaja hits like a dump. Kaja, I think, to this day is still the hardest hitting unit. 820% multiplier on its SBB. But its SBB gauge is massive, so it's a give or take, right? I mean, if you're gonna Fujin it, you might as well Fujin a Kaja. So I'm gonna save Nick. Nick is pretty good. Pretty good. And I got 2 Jacks. Let's see, I got a Breaker Jack and a Lord Jack. Well, we're gonna go with the Breaker one for sure. That's a no-brainer. And I don't think anything else was notable for me, at least. Oh no, Breaker Hogar. I don't have any kind of good Hogar. I have like Lords and Oracles. Okay, now let's sort by element. I lost the bar again. Gumi, please. So let's go to element and let's go check out my. Sorry, hold on. Let's check out my Kaja first. I swear. The last one, was it a Breaker? It was a Guardian. Oh, okay, so I'm starting my Breaker then. I thought I had an Anima one. I told this story a while ago. I think during when Hubs was doing his Maxwell, I think. I fused like 8 Burst Frogs into my Kaja, my Anima Kaja, max level, max everything. Eventually it was max BB too. And then I fused it away into something. Yeah, that's the one I don't pay attention. I think I was fusing like Mimics and I accidentally clicked on him, so I was like, oh yeah, 3-star warning, yeah, no problem. I'm feeding Mimics. No big deal. Kind of big deal after I lost my Kaja. A little upsetting, but yeah. Here is my Eva, Guardian Eva. Alright, I mean, she's gonna be sitting at 1700 attack and 2250 defense. That's a little too much defense. That's kind of worthless. Because, like I said, with damage mitigation being so common now, you really don't need that much defense. It's a matter of how much damage mitigation can you stack. Yeah. So I much rather prefer a Breaker or an Anima, of course. Anima is probably the nicest for almost every unit, but I started her. If I had like spare light units, I will probably, light gods, I'll probably max her at some point, or crystals. But yeah, I think out of this batch, most impressive one has to be Raging Nick. Raging Nick is just pretty awesome. Like the fact that he can replace Zell Knight, and Zell Knight was like the staple like leader for quite some time when he came out. I don't know what I'm looking at right now. I guess we'll look at Zell Knight. Yeah, I mean I sphered my Zell Knight. Yeah. Zell Knight, don't get me wrong, Zell Knight is still a great unit. He's undoubtedly useful because he fills BB gauges right away. Like when you use his SBB and his BB, I think, he instantly fills your bar. So if you're like just a little bit away from your filling your SBB or your regular BB, that's when Zell Knight has an edge over Raging Nick. But Raging Nick, man, he's there. It's really good. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up sphere frogging like all of them because as you can see here, I got really lucky with my honor summons. I got like 3 or 4 from honor summons, and then I don't know where the other ones came from, like Frontier Hunter, I guess, and then some in the mail, and then some events. Oh yeah, like the dungeons, that stuff. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Sorry it's a little longer, but then I felt like there was like people were curious about the 6 stars, so I'm kind of telling you now. So I figured I'd explain it a little more. You guys have until the 7th, which is crap. This video is not going to be up by the time the event is over. Oh well. Oh well. I mean, hey, at least now you know that Raging Nick's probably the best out of the batch. But it depends on what you really need. I mean, if you're missing like a BC filler support type unit, Eva would probably fit that like perfectly. Like all 3 units, pretty good. Not gonna lie. They've been better than quite a few batches of units that I've come across. I'm looking at the lowly batch. That was pretty bad. I think. If they're not memorable, I mean they must be pretty bad. So yeah. I'm going to have to think of some content to make for this while we wait for. I don't know. What is there to wait for right now for Brave Frontier? Obviously, we're waiting for raids, but I don't think raids are ever going to come at this rate. There's going to be an Earth Arena soon. If you guys missed that piece of news, that's why they had increased summon rates for Earth units. So I guess you guys can start preparing for that. Oh yeah, hey, I can make a video about that. So, oh maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll have to see. I'll have to see how things work on the timeline. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching that, and I will see you guys later. Sorry guys for the long video. My bad.